G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Hellion with Mags, and we are just about to arrive at the outpost. ETA 3, 2, 1, and warp complete. Home sweet home. Welcome to Haven. Now this is the second part of the sort of tutorial section. Here we're going to be going into the more traditional startup that we're used to for Hellion. Our contact to the person who was assisting us in escaping from the last station has been broken. We've received our last transmission from her. And now we need to build ourselves a base. So I'm locked onto Haven at the moment. I'm 100 meters out, so I'm bringing the ship in as close as possible because we're still running on internal air. Our spacecraft does not have any oxygen at this point in time, so we're running just on what we've got in the tanks. Alright. Drift in, there we go. We're matched. So we should now be holding. Now, even though we appear to not be moving, what's actually happened here is we've locked ourselves, or more synchronized our orbits with Haven. So we are still moving. There is still a calculation for our orbits. We are still orbiting the planet. But we're now synchronized with the position of the Haven space station. Alright, so we're down to 35% air, so let's grab resource container, that one. Now we'll use the resource container, that jumps us up to 64% O2, which we're going to need. We have no more reserve supplies, but we keep the canisters because we can refill the canisters. Open up the doors. We'll just drift ourselves outside. Now, our first job here is going to be to collect the airlock and attach it to Haven. Now, as I said in the last video, you've got to be very cautious about how fast you move. If you hit the station hard enough, you know, if you fire the thrusters, you'll keep accelerating, and you hit the station hard enough, you will smash against the side of the station, and it will break your gear and can kill yourself. And we just got a mission update. Alright, and there are the docking controls. So we're going to jump onto the docking controls, and we're going to dock the airlock with the main core of Haven. Then we can board the station, see if we can find any tools that we will need, and we'll have to run a repair and then start getting some oxygen floating around. Alright, so selected standard docking port A, which is what we want. And we're looking to dock to the outpost standard docking port A. Now, the HUD here is actually very straightforward. It's simply move the mouse around to change the direction you're facing. Then you have a couple of indicators. The red line on the outer ring shows rotation. Ideally, you want there to be no red. So you roll until you've got 0, and that shows that you're aligned the right way in relation to the station docking port. Now, around the circle in the center, you'll see we've got a red bar coming out to the right. That shows that we are drifting to the right laterally. And when everything lines up green, as you can see at the top, it means we are moving at an acceptable speed and we're at an acceptable angle in order to successfully perform the docking. You have to take your time with this. Even though your oxygen's ticking down, you have to be slow and careful about it, because if you come in too fast, you will smash against the station. It will cause both you and the airlock to roll. You can do damage, but you take your time, and it's nice and easy. Alright, that is closed up. Airlock is now docked. Get around the end. Bring ourselves back in. 54% O2, so we've still got a bit of time here. Right. Now, I want to seal up this door, because all going to plan we'll actually be able to flood this place with oxygen soon enough, and I don't want anything leaking out into space. That'll cause me some problems in a real hurry. Right. Inner door closed. No information, so we've got no power. The drawers are empty. We do have an oxygen canister there, but I'll leave that. Alright, still no pressure inside, but we have our cryopod, so we'll register one. Now if we die, this is now our spawn point, so we now spawn inside the base. Spawn point is set. And we do have another pod over there, so we can bring somebody else in if we want to, which is done straight out of the Steam's friends list. I've got the welding tool, we're going to need that. Now, get that on the charger. While we're at it, what have we got here? Attach points, welding tool, load hydrogen. Come on. There we go. Alright, 35 of 80. So it's not full, but it should be good enough to repair the base. And that is all we've got. Hydrogen is the fuel source for the welder. We need to do something about power. That's going to be an issue first. Weld can be used to fix both internal and external hull damage. Power supply. We do have power. Ah, no, we don't. We've got to turn everything on first. We're generating 300, and we've got 100, so we have power inside here now. Yes, screens are on. Gravity is on. Pressure is 0. We have a hull breach. So that will need to be addressed. No breaches, according to the screen, in docking port module B, so the damage is going to be on the main hull. And actually, now that I think about it, hull integrity is at 48. We should go back and check the airlock as well to see whether or not it has any breaches. No, integrity's down, but it doesn't have any breach. So, okay. Got no power in these sections, we should probably turn that on. But that's fine. Right, outer door open. Let's go outside and see if we can fix up some of the externals of these modules. %, oxygen, so we're still okay. Now there is some damage. And grab. Thank you. Alright, so as you can see, the repair tool will slowly solidify the hull, I guess is the best way to put it. It's space magic. Call it a nanite repair tool. And it's repairing the hull. We got a little bit of damage near the docking port for the ship, which we'll be using very soon. Right, so a little bit there. And we got some damage. That looks like the main breach. Yeah, we've got a bit of damage near the solar panels, and then we've got this large hole here, and this is likely the breach in the main hull, so we'll need to fix it first. Or more to the point, this is the one that is likely causing the oxygen leak, or the atmosphere leak inside of the station. So hopefully that'll seal that up. And we get the one in here, underneath the solar panel controls. Alright. Now, we deployed the solar panels, so I'm not entirely sure why it's asking me to use the lever to deploy the solar panels here. Yeah, that seems to be packing them away more than anything else. Maybe we're not supposed to use the button inside, and that's what it's complaining about. Yep, that did seem to complete the mission, however. Power up the station, which I've actually already done, so we'll try and arrest my speed. Come on. Bring it in. Right. So part of the reason I'm thinking about bringing the ship in now before we actually fire up the oxygen is actually in relation to power, and I'm actually upside down at the moment, so let's get that the right way up. Why the ship is docked with the station and has... There we go, we have gravity. And has the have the solar panels itself active, its power generation is added to the power generation of the station. Alright, so just got to remember how to do this now. The UI has changed slightly. Yep, 3. Okay, this is our docking port. Now, we're lined up for the outpost anchor. As I said last time, this ship doesn't actually dock to the airlock. It doesn't have that capability, but what it does do is docks to an anchoring point on the outside. So you still have to EVA to get in and out of this ship, but it can still attach to the station, and the sun is in a really shitty spot right now. And as far as I can see, this is not the side of the station with the anchoring point, so we'll drift ourselves around. Hopefully the station will get in between the sun in just a second. There we go. That's so much better. I can see. Alright, now where is this docking port? We haven't got an indicator for this one. At least, not a mission objective for this one. There it is. That's the indicator that I'm looking for. Alright, so we're slightly off center. Ourselves down to line up. And alright, rotation is good. And we're lined up. We just got to adjust our angle to bring the docking ports into line. Very nice. And clunk. Docked. Alright, now we can leave the ship. We've only got 15% oxygen, so I'll seal the ship up, and then we need to go and start pumping some air around before we die of suffocation. Come back on the switch. 13%. Cutting it a little bit fine here. Close outer and inner doors. Just sealing up the ship just in case there is enough supplies inside the station to actually fill up the ship too. I don't think there will be. But just in case there is a large number of supplies on board. Now, the important one. Station is already powered on. We'll flick that off and on again to see if they completed the mission objective. The ship's already turned on, and we turn the airlock on. Inspect life support, air filter, and air generator. Well, clearly we've got some repairs to do here. Air generator. Alright, we are fixed. 7%. Alright, we seem to be good everywhere else, so let's... Alright, so Haven needs 734.2 units of oxygen to fill up, and we have 0 in the air tanks. Air filter and air generators are online. Only 17, 19, 21. We're not going to get enough to fill the station up before we run out of air in this suit, I don't think. But we do have spare suits and tanks. So if we take of the jetpack, place them over. I think that's right. Yep, 90% oxygen. Okay, we're good. So one of these is now... Where did the other one go? Oh, there's two there. Not sure, doesn't matter. I have air, which means I can wait now for the oxygen reserves in the tank to fill up. I need 514.4 for the main room. Nitro, oxygen, air. And transfer everything that we've got in the resource, the cargo bays. Nitrates, dry ice. So we do have some stuff here. Refinery. Confirm that one. Ice and dry ice. Take 3 minutes to refine, and we'll take 500 units of power. But that will refine us additional gases for generating atmosphere, which we can then transfer into the station itself. 250, so we've got enough to fill corridor B and A up now. Right, and we've nearly got enough air in the tanks now to actually fill up the main room. So let's start the process, because we're still refining more. And it should just keep filling until we're on pressure. And look at that, we have atmosphere coming in. Beautiful. Normal lighting, we're at 5 bar, which means we can actually survive now, although it's not particularly healthy. We'd rather go higher. Air quality's at 100%. 7. 8. 9. Come on, almost there. And there we go, 1 bar, and it's just finalizing. Beautiful. Timed that well. We are now breathing air and no longer reliant on our spacesuit. And that's the first and most important part at this point. With the oxygen issues now under control, it's simply a matter of refining enough oxygen that we can flood corridors A and B and then flood the ship itself, which I don't think we have enough supplies on board to be able to do in the first place, to be perfectly honest. What we can do at this point, however, is start searching around for more supplies. We're going to flood the airlock before I can actually access the airlock. Yeah, we should have enough to do that one. Yeah, so I'm going to have to do a couple of scavenging runs and potentially a mining run if I can get access to a mining drill or find mining canisters inside the station here. There generally should be some around, mining canisters and mining. And find a nice asteroid full of ice, mine as much of it as we possibly can, bring it back for refining as well, and that will solve our oxygen problems for the moment. At which point we'll need to start finding some major components to start expanding the station, give us more supplies, give us more construction ability, some fabricators, and hopefully a much bigger ship. There we go, airlock is now pressurized. Beautiful. Anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you very much for watching. I'm just going to go quickly check the airlock and make sure everything is all good. If you want to see more of Hellion on the channel, let me know in the comment sections down below. Remember to click that like button if you did in fact like the video, share and subscribe if you would like to see more on the channel, and until next time, take care. Let's seal up that door.